On behalf of the New York Wine and Grape Foundation, welcome to tonight's Wine Awards ceremony. This evening, we are excited to announce the winners of the 39th Annual New York Wine Classic Competition. Thank you for joining us as we unveil the recipients of the Best of Class and Best of Category awards and honor the prestigious Governor's Cup winner, the competition's top wine, and recognize the Winery of the Year winner for the best overall showing by a winery. You will also hear about the ongoing partnership between the New York Wine and Grape Foundation and the Beverage Testing Institute, which meticulously judged nearly 700 wines entered by over 100 wineries from across the state. While we wait for everyone to get logged in, we'd like to review a few logistical details. If you find yourself with streaming issues, try limiting other users in your office or household. You may need to close out all other open browsers, or you might find it helpful to log out and log back in using Firefox or Chrome. Please feel free to communicate with tonight's wineries and other attendees via the chat feature. Be sure to select the All Panelists and Attendees option in the drop-down field, as it often defaults to panelists only. Today's webinar is being recorded. To begin today's ceremony, I would like to introduce Sam Filler, Executive Director of the New York Wine and Grape Foundation. Sam, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Jen. Good evening, everyone. Appreciate you joining. Hopefully you have a celebratory glass of New York State wine in front of you. We will kick today's meeting off, or ceremony off, with some comments from New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets Commissioner Richard Ball. Richard, turn over to you.
Good evening. I'm honored to join you virtually today to honor the very best of New York's wine and grape industry at this, the 39th Annual New York Wine Classic. New York's winemakers are incredibly important to our agricultural industry, supporting our grape growers and helping to fuel our economy. When it comes to New York wine, we've got a lot to be proud of. New York ranks fourth in the United States in the number of wineries, with over 500 wineries and farm wineries across the state. And we're number 3 in terms of total wine production. With the rising quality of our wines and the interest in our wines, our winemakers are gaining fast recognition across the globe for something that we've long known. New York is a premier winemaking region with some of the highest quality producers anywhere in the world. The state, we work hard to support and promote our wineries so that they can grow and thrive through programs like Taste New York and our New York State Grown and Certified program. We're happy to brag about you and celebrate you, not just today, but every day. I look forward to seeing even more innovation and growth from this industry, and of course, tasting the delicious world-class wine it produces. So on behalf of the New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets, I raise my glass virtually to all of you, all of our New York State's winemakers who continue to set themselves apart and produce some of the very best wines in the world. Very proud to be a part of it and with you here today. I send my congratulations to the winners of the New York Wine Classic today and to all the wineries who entered this most prestigious competition. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Ball. Now I will turn it over to Gerald O'Connard, the president of the Beverage Testing Institute. But before I turn over to him, I just want to give a quick overview of the New York Wine Classic and how we ended up working with the Beverage Testing Institute. This is the 39th year of the New York Wine Classic, and it was started when we were founded as an organization very early on to celebrate the best of New York State. And I think we had 35 farm wineries when we were founded in 1985. And as Commissioner Ball said, we're over 500 wineries in New York State now. So we get really great participation from wineries across the state. And it's really exciting to see all the variety and diversity that we're able to produce and the excellence that we achieve. We formerly used to host the New York Wine Classic every summer in the Finger Lakes. We brought in judges, and of course, COVID put a damper on that. So we found the Beverage Testing Institute through the Garden State Grape Growers, who had switched over to working with them for their annual awards testing. And We feel very confident in the work that they do. And coincidentally, the company was founded in Ithaca at Cornell University, I think almost 30 years ago. I know Gerald will get into that a little bit more. And they've done a great job working with us, calibrating their panel to the typicity of New York State wines. And we're pleased with the results. We're pleased with the partnership. And Gerald, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Sam. This year was an extraordinary year. It's certainly, in my mind, the best of all of the years that we've been doing the competition. As Sam noted, we are a New York corporation, still are. We were founded in 1981, so we celebrated our 40th anniversary a few years ago. And boy, what a pleasure this was for this year. We had 13 panelists over 24 days. Judging the wines, and we work in very small groups, so about 27, 28 wines a day, and all tasted blind, judged according to global standards, but with a sensitivity towards the New York region, and having a familiarity with New York wines. We've been judging them since our inception back in the 80s, so we know the typicity and the flavor profiles. And I can speak personally, having been here for over 25 years, that I think this is the best crop of New York wines that I've personally ever tasted. I was one of the moderators of the panels. We have a total of 3 moderators in addition to 13 judges. So yes, this was great. We rate the products, all the wines, on a quality spectrum, and we have an algorithm that translates that into a score. So everything has a score. And there were some very high scoring wines, and there were some things that were tied for the best of category that we had to dig deep and go into our typicity rankings for the wines. And then in some cases we had to do some taste offs. So you'll see some wines that have the same score, but one perhaps was in the taste off judged to be a little bit more typical and a little bit, let's say the word higher scoring, although it's the same score. And that's how we judged some of the wines to be the winners when there was a tie. Very, very difficult process, a lot of agonizing among the panels to come up with some of these winners. And I'm just really excited to share the results with everyone tonight. Everyone should be very, very proud of their wines.
Thanks, Gerald. And now I'm pleased to introduce our moderator for the evening, Wanda Mann. We had the opportunity to catch up before I moved out of New York City last fall and enjoyed a wonderful lunch at the Marshall, owned by Charlie Marshall, former board chair of the New York Wine Grape Foundation. She is a fantastic wine writer, wine critic. We're very pleased to be working with her. And as you can see, she's the East Coast editor of the SOMM Journal and has her own website, Wine With Wanda. She is a fabulous person, and we're excited to have her host tonight's awards. So Wanda, we'll turn it over to you.
Hello, thank you, Sam, for the warm introduction. I miss you being just across Central Park, but I hope the new residence is going well. So good evening to everyone tuning in from New York and beyond. Welcome to the 2025 New York Wine Classic Awards ceremony. As Sam stated, my name is Wanda Mann, and I'm honored to host this prestigious celebration of New York's finest wines for the 2nd consecutive year. To be honest, I've been downright giddy and excited just counting down to today. Professionally, I am a wine writer and presenter, but more importantly, I'm a wine lover, a native New Yorker, and an unabashed lover of New York wines. I am so proud of the Empire State's wine community and our growing and well-deserved recognition as a premier wine region. From the Finger Lakes to Long Island, Lake Erie to Hudson River and beyond, New York's wineries are a beautiful mosaic that represent the viticultural prowess of the Empire State. When I think of New York wines, I think of tradition, innovation, quality, creativity, authenticity, and drinkability. New York has it all. Now, this is the 39th New York Wine Classic, and I applaud the New York Wine and Grape Foundation, not only for their hard work on tonight's event, but everything they do day in and day out to support and spotlight New York's wine industry. So I want to give a round of applause to Sam Filler, Jennifer Cooper, Meg Hopkins, and the entire team at the New York Wine and Grape Foundation. I can hear you all clapping out there, so I just want to congratulate the team. Yes, tonight's award ceremony is a celebration, but I also think of the New York Wine Classic as a call to action. Let's support our New York wineries. You know what, I'm going to repeat that, be a little more New York, a little more assertive with it. We must support our New York wineries. We gotta support our New York wineries. So consumers, restaurateurs, sommeliers, distributors, wine writers, retailers, media, New York wine should be on our shelves, on our wine list, in our storytelling, and in our glasses. So if you need further proof, I think you'll be persuaded by the dynamic list of winners I'm about to announce. So are you all ready to get this party started? I think I hear excited yays. Let's get this party started. So let's get going and start the 2025 award ceremony for the New York Wine Classic. Great. So I will be reading off the specialty wine and best in class winners. So our specialty wine winner, now New York, even though we make wine from all types of grapes, we also have the tradition of making wine from fruits and honey as well. So our specialty wine winner is Montezuma Winery, non-vintage Crimson Queen, Cranberry and Rhubarb from the Finger Lakes. Best overall Chardonnay, Weis Vineyards 2024, Unoaked Chardonnay, Finger Lakes. Best overall Riesling, Dr. Constantine Frank Winery, 2023, Reserve Riesling, Finger Lakes. Best overall white blend, Chateau Lafayette Renault, non-vintage, Seyval and Chardonnay, Finger Lakes. Best overall red blend, Liberty Vineyards, non-vintage Quarter Mile Red from Lake Erie. Best traditional method sparkling, Hudson Valley Vineyards, non-vintage Right Bank Blanc de Blanc from Hudson Valley. Best Pétillant Naturel or Pet Nat, Finger Lakes Community College, Fresca Leyenda 2023, Pet Nat from the Finger Lakes. Best Forced Carbonation, Transfer Method Sparkling, J.R. Dill Winery, non-vintage Cayuga White, Finger Lakes. Best Oaked Chardonnay, Chateau Lafayette Renault 2023, Estate Barrel Fermented Chardonnay, Finger Lakes. Best Unoaked Chardonnay, Weis Vineyards 2024, Unoaked Chardonnay, Finger Lakes. Best Gewürztraminer, Adirondack Winery 2023, $1 Million Beach Gewürztraminer, Champlain Valley. Best Gruner Veltliner, Weis Vineyards 2024, Gruner Veltliner, Finger Lakes. Best Pinot Gris, Wolfer Estate Vineyard 2023, Cellar Series Pinot Gris, Long Island. Best Dry Riesling, Ryan William Vineyard 2023, Estate Dry Riesling, Finger Lakes. Best Medium Dry Riesling, Buttonwood Grove Winery 2022, Reamer Block Riesling, Finger Lakes. Best Medium Sweet Riesling, Dr. Constantine Frank Winery 2023, Reserve Riesling, Finger Lakes. Best Sweet Riesling, Weis Vineyards 2023, Windsor Select A Riesling, Finger Lakes. Best Sauvignon Blanc, Weis Vineyards 2024, Sauvignon Blanc, Finger Lakes. Best Vidal, Liberty Vineyards, non-vintage Vidal Blanc Select, Lake Erie. Best Other Vinifera White Varietal, Fjord Vineyards 2024, Estate Albarino, Hudson River Region. Best Other Hybrid White Varietal, Weis Vineyards 2024, Seyval Blanc, Finger Lakes. Best Vinifera White Blend, Pellegrini Vineyards East End Select 2022, Barbecue White, North Fork of Long Island. Best Rosé, Weis Vineyards 2024, Dry Rosé, Finger Lakes. Best Cabernet Franc, Ravines Wine Cellars 2022, Estate Cabernet Franc, Finger Lakes. Best Cabernet Sauvignon, Rose Hill Vineyards 2019, Clarity Cabernet Sauvignon, North Fork of Long Island. Best Limburger Blaufränkisch, Heron Hill Winery 2023, Engel Vineyard Blaufränkisch Finger Lakes. Best Merlot, Harbs Vineyard 2014, Proprietors Reserve, Barrel Fermented Merlot, North Fork of Long Island. Best Pinot Noir, Johnson Estate Winery 2022, Freelands Creek Reserve Pinot Noir, Lake Erie. Best Syrah, Hector Wine Company 2022, Syrah, Finger Lakes. Best Other Red, Vinifera Varietal, Jason's Vineyard 2020, Malbec, North Fork of Long Island. And Best Red Hybrid Varietal, Johnson Estate Winery 2022, Freelands Creek Reserve, Chambourcin, Lake Erie. Best Vinifera Red Blend, Peconic Bay Vineyards 2020, Silayov Red Meritage, North Fork of Long Island. Best Late Harvest, Billsboro Winery 2023, Après, Finger Lakes. And Best Fortified, 680 Cellars 2023, Vin du Natural Riesling, Finger Lakes. Wow, so talk about a lot of variety and diversity. Congratulations to all of the best of class winners. So now we're going to move towards best of category. We have 5 categories that we'll be announcing. So let's get started. So the first category is best sparkling wine. And the winner is, drum roll, imagine a drum roll. Malaya Family Wines, Hudson Valley Vineyards, Right Bank, Blanc de Blanc from the Hudson Valley, 100% Chardonnay, suggested retail price of $65. And I believe we have the winemaker here with us. So Russell, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, congratulations.
Thank you. And I have to correct, I am not the winemaker. I have nothing to do with this, but we are very grateful to be receiving this award, and this really belongs to the whole team at Malaya.
Well, congratulations to the whole team. You know, I think people often overlook that New York does have this wonderful tradition of traditional method sparkling wines that are made in the champagne method, but are very much a reflection of New York and New York terroir. So tell us a bit about the style of this wine.
So this wine is very special. It's had a bit of extended tirage, so it's 24 months on tirage. So with that, you get, there's obviously extra creaminess. It's sort of medium bodied, sort of almond skin. And then there is a bit of sort of oxidative character that comes through in a very pleasant way. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite wines to drink.
You know, I think we're living in an age now where we're not just waiting for special occasions to drink sparkling wine, traditional method wines. So do you have a favorite just weeknight pairing? Doesn't have to be something fancy that you recommend trying with this wine?
I think it's best in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah. I think it's a good way to start the day. Yeah, I like it in the morning. I like it with Cheerios a lot. I also think it's great with just popcorn in the evening. If you are one that must wait. But of course, it's always great with oysters as well. I finally just discovered dollar oyster Fridays at Whole Foods, and so I've been pairing it with those. It's been fantastic.
I love it. Well, it's evening time, but I'm enjoying a glass of it right now. So here's the bottle, and congratulations to you and everyone at the team. Beautiful wine.
Cheers. Thank you so much. And thank you, Wanda, for everything that you've done for New York wines.
Thank you, Russell. Take care. All right. It's always good to start with bubbly, and that is really, really a beautiful, beautiful wine. Okay, so number 2, next category is best white wine. And the winner is Weis Vineyards 2024 Gruner Veltliner from the Finger Lakes with an SRP of $22.99. And I believe we have Ashley and Peter Weis with us.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I feel Gruner, we often think of the Finger Lakes in Riesling, as we saw in the best of class, a lot of Riesling, but Gruner is starting to carve out a space for itself. So tell me, why did you decide to work with Gruner?
I think it works perfectly in our portfolio. So there's a Riesling, you get the acidity, but in Gruner Veltliner you get like naturally lower acidity, so it really works in our portfolio, but it goes wonderful here. So the Gruner that we have reminds me the most in Gruner Austria in the Kremstal, which is next to the famous Wachau, because it's like a nice fresher Gruner and just wonderful notes of like white pepper on the end.
Yeah, I'm smelling it right now. It's lovely, and I'm about to take a sip as well. Do you have a favorite pairing? I think this is, we're in a bit of a semi-heat wave right now. So I think this is such a bright and refreshing and juicy wine. But like you said, the acidity is not aggressive, but it's lively.
So yeah, anything from the barbecue right now, like fish or chicken, with some vegetables, especially when it's so hot that keeps it nice and light and refreshing.
Fun, fun, fun. Well, everyone out there, this is the Weis Gruner Veltliner, gorgeous wine. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Now we're on to category number 3, which is best pink wine. And the winner is Weis Vineyards 2024 Dry Rosé. Ashley and Peter, come on back.
Thank you.
I love it. So I am a big rosé fan. I do a lot of rosé seminars and classes, and there's so many great talking points about your wine. First of all, I love that you labeled it dry rosé, because people often see a darker rosé and will assume that it's sweet. So was that a conscious decision to put dry rosé?
That's all, Ashley.
I get to play a part in the color selection of our rosés to keep the aesthetics for selling.
Great. And I love the blend. So, we have Merlot, Cabernet Franc, but then there's that 25% of Blaufränkisch. So I would love to hear what the different grapes, what they're each bringing to the blend in this rosé, because I think sometimes people forget that rosé, even though it's fresh and fun and enjoyable, it's a technical wine. And when you're blending, you have to be precise.
That's all, Ashley.
Oh, Ashley.
So Peter is our winemaker. He's just trying to put me on the spot.
I know, he is.
Yeah, so Merlot to me is like the base of our dry wood wine. Been always the base of our dry rosé. It gives really that nice mid palate and the smoothness and like the strawberry
Pretty
aromatics you get in there. The Cab Franc really gives the backbone with acidity, freshness, and the Blaufränkisch. It puts it all together.
You know what? You did a great job. I love it. You're not just drinking a color, you're drinking a wine here. It really has a lot of body and texture and beautiful fruit. So congratulations.
Thank you so
Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, so award number 4 category is Best Red Wine. And the winner is 2019 Rose Hill Vineyards Clarity Cabernet Sauvignon from the North Fork of Long Island. And I believe we have Amy Opiso, General Manager, and winemaker Patrick Caserta. How are you doing?
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hello, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. What an honor.
So I'm so excited about this wine for several reasons. Ageability, a 2019. So when you started on this project, was that the intention to create a red blend that you would hold back for some time before releasing?
Well, we knew that we had created something special when we were during the fermentation process. The whole harvest from the beginning to the end was just everything seemed to just go perfectly in our favor. We actually had like complete physiological ripeness in the last week of September and the beginning of the last week of September, which typically we could have harvested at that point, but typically, you know, we're harvesting toward the later part of October for these varietals. So, but there was a little bit of stress that happened at that point because it's like, you know, the longer that we keep the grapes on the vine, the more
Risky.
the more alcohol we're going to have too, and we don't want to have something that's like 16% alcohol. So we had periods like every 3 days there was just enough small amount of rain to kind of keep the ripeness, the sugar development at bay, and to allow us for that extra hang time. But we knew from the beginning that it was a really special vintage, and I mean, based on just the phenolic development, just the complete physiological ripeness of all of these varietals, it was something that could age be very, very age worthy. So.
Wonderful. And I'm seeing the blend. So it's 80% Cabernet Sauvignon, 15% Merlot, and then that kiss of Petit Verdot. What I'm loving it's very full and rich, but there's such a freshness to it. It isn't a big, heavy, jammy, cloying red. It's a beautiful lift and freshness.
It's really balanced.
Yeah. And again, great balance and just that extended growing. I think the Petit Verdot we harvested, like it might have even been in the first week of November. So great hang time, great just extra development, extra phenolics in the grapes that allow us for that too. Nice tannins, nice mature tannins in the wine too. Something that definitely age worthy. We selected the best Cabernet Sauvignon, the 2 best barrels of Cabernet Sauvignon that we had, the best barrel of Merlot that we had, the best barrel of Petit Verdot that we had for the vintage to make this blend.
And I love the fact, I think there's this idea that there are parts of the world that still forget that New York is the 3rd largest producer of wine in the US, and that we have this range of wines. So yes, we have fun, approachable wines, but you also have a wine with a higher price point. But you've talked about what goes into that, picking the very best fruit, the timing, the precision in it. So I think very well worth the SRP of $150. So I think that really,
we're happy that it's deserving of that price point because it really is a special wine.
And it's not a wine that we make every year either too. So
yeah, Patrick and I were just talking about that. I think they've made 4 here in the last 4 vintages of this wine in the last 18 years only.
oh, wow.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, thank you, and congratulations, and everyone. Here is the Rose Hill.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda. Thank you.
Cheers. Okay, and our final best of category is best dessert wine. It's nice to, and there we go. It's the Billsbury Winery 2023 Après Late Harvest. And I believe we have Kim and Vinny Alaperti, the proprietors of Billsboro.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, I love sweet wine. And first, I want to show the bottle because really elegant and sleek and perfect for, to end a meal. But I would love to talk about the grape you decided to work with, the Vignoles, because many people may not be familiar with that. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so that's a considered French-American hybrid. It's fairly widely planted in the Finger Lakes, actually. I first became familiar with it when I was working at Atwater Vineyards. They had a few acres of it. And at that time, it was probably 30 to 40 years old. Own rooted and always made just the most dynamic tropical and that beautiful acidity. I mean, I am just enamored with this grape. I think anyone who's ever worked with it knows, not only as a sweet wine, Wanda, but as a dry wine too. It just has incredible expression and just this bracing acidity. So we've always loved it. Kim and I have both. In fact, some years I've snuck in some Vidal, and Kim's like, no, don't do that. We want Vignoles. We want Vignoles. So yeah, it's a very unique variety, frankly. It's great in this style, and I'm glad someone seemed to have enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yes, congratulations. So when someone sees this in a wine shop and they see late harvest, how late are we talking, and what does that bring to the style of wine when you're working with late harvest?
Yeah, no, it's an excellent question. I mean, for me, what I'm looking for is a certain degree of botrytis on the grapes. So for those who are not familiar, right, basically it's a bacteria that will start growing on your grapes and dehydrating your grapes. It's a little tricky. because it can go noble or it can go sour. And so you're trying to make sure you're picking it when it's just more of a raisin, and not going into a negative direction. So around 20 to 25% of that sort of shrivel is what I'm looking for. And that could occur really at the end of September or end of October. It really depends on the vintage. In 23, gosh, when did we pick that? I have my notes right in front of me here. October 12th, so mid-October. And this is from the Hunt Country Vineyards, a certified sustainable vineyard, I might add. Yeah, so a whole cluster pressed. And just a pretty simple, straightforward fermentation. And it was finished around 10% residual and around 9% alcohol. So I mentioned that, and of course the acid is probably maybe 12 grams. So I mentioned those numbers because while it's considered late harvest, and can be certainly enjoyed with blue cheese and something sweet, it can be paired with your entree. It can be paired with meats and something even spicy, a spicy entree as well. So yeah, it's very versatile. It's just really versatile.
Beautifully balanced wine, as you mentioned. It has that beautiful kind of tropical feel and stone fruit, but it's juicy and good acidity. It's not sticky. It's not, hitting your palate with a lot of sugar. So congratulations. Clearly the judges thought so as well. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wanda.
Well, that wraps up the category, and I believe I turn it back to Sam now.
Yes, thank you, Wanda. And we have an exciting guest with a pre-recorded message, the governor of New York State, Kathy Hochul. She's our 57th governor. And I'd just like to take the privilege of adding that while she's not here with us live, she has been a really great supporter of the industry, even before her time as governor, when she served as lieutenant governor. I sat with her on panels that were held as part of the beer, wine, and spirits conferences that were held by the prior governor. So she recognizes the value of the industry. She travels around the state and visits wineries. She did a lot more as a lieutenant governor, but I can say while this ceremony tonight is virtual, we do follow up with her, and she does go around the state and present the awards in person. So should you be the Governor's Cup winner tonight, I think you can safely expect a visit from Governor Hochul to present it to you in person. And also the other category winners, we try to work with her and her team to make sure she gets out there to present their awards to you in person. So again, while this is virtual, it's just the beginning of many more celebrations of your wins tonight. So I will turn it over to Governor Hochul for her remarks and announcement of the Governor's Cup winner.
Thank you, Sam, and good evening, everyone. As governor, I get to celebrate so much of what makes our state so special. But raising a glass to New York's phenomenal wine industry is always a highlight. New York Wine Classic celebrates the very best of our incredible locally grown wine selections. From Long Island to the Finger Lakes to Lake Erie, our state is home to over 500 wineries. They're an essential part of our food and beverage industry, generating more than $6.5 billion every year and employing 70,000 hard-working New Yorkers. Our wineries continue to be a source of pride and inspiration, producing truly fantastic products admired the world over. Now, as you know, I'm here to present the Governor's Cup Award. The competition was fierce, but there can only be one winner. And this year that winner is Long Island's Rose Hill Vineyards for its 2019 Clarity Cabernet Sauvignon. Congratulations.
Oh my God.
Whether you're sipping that outstanding wine or any other wine classic winners, remember this. You're not just enjoying a drink, you're celebrating the true spirit of New York. Cheers, everyone.
Amy and Patrick, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're drinking the wine over here. We were not expecting this.
Quite an honor.
Patrick's probably speechless right now. I just wanted to say, like how happy I am for him because he's been making wine at Rose Hill and for the whole team and for the Frankel family, Chelsea especially. Rose Hill is her baby. But Patrick's been making wine at Rose Hill was Shin, now Rose Hill for 14 years.
Vintages, yeah.
And this is the first year that we've ever entered his wines in this competition. So for him to win Wine of the Year,
Yeah.
like I think he's probably not processing this
I think Patrick's
right
a
now.
little speechless.
Yeah.
I think I need some more clarity.
So I'm
That's
just
a name
really,
clarity. That's a
really
good point.
excited for him and happy for everybody over here. I mean, we all work really hard, but the people at Rose Hill, our team is just incredibly hardworking and incredibly passionate. And it starts with Patrick. So I'm very excited.
Yeah,
for
we
him.
do. We do have the best team here, and it shows in the wines. So we're excited to share this with them as well.
Well, when I log onto your website tomorrow, I expect to see Governor's Cup
Oh my
winner.
God.
There we go.
This
Yeah.
wine.
I don't know if I can work that quickly, but I'll try.
Well, it's a wonderful honor and well-earned and well-deserved. So congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
you.
So now we've reached a point in the program where we announce the Winery of the Year. So I'm going to ask all of the wineries to turn their cameras back on.
Video sounds on.
Is everyone on? Okay, so this is the final category. It's always a very, very exciting one. You're all doing beautiful work, making beautiful wines and helping to secure New York as a premier wine region. But only one can be Winery of the Year this year. And so the winner is, big drum roll, it is Weis Vineyards. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is your second consecutive year winning this award and your third time overall. You won it back in 2022. How does it feel?
Wild.
Wild.
Definitely super nervous. Really, really excited. I think that we really want to make sure that we give a huge shout out to our whole team. We would definitely not be anywhere without them, between our production team and our vineyard team and our tasting room team and our growers. And, you know, they're what makes Weis, and we love them and are so proud of everybody.
And just looking at the slide here that shows, you know, all of the categories: best overall Chardonnay, best unoaked, best Gruner, best sweet Riesling, best Sauvignon Blanc, best Rosé. So, you know, we often hear that great wine starts in a vineyard, and definitely the Finger Lakes is blessed with great terroir, but also this speaks to your talent as a winemaker. So what is your approach? What is it do you think you're doing that gives you that little advantage? Or maybe you want to share the secrets.
You just got good taste.
We love kittens. No, just kidding. Yeah, just we give like the team, and we give what we give our best, and you know, I think you taste it.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations. Again, we've seen through all of the winners across the categories and classes, so much diversity and creativity in New York. You can't really put us in a box, but what's there is the consistency, the quality, the commitment. So all of these wines, there's no reason not to have them on your shelf, in your wine list, in your cellar. Whatever wine you like, someone in New York is making, not just making it, but making a beautiful expression of it. So I encourage everyone to drink New York wine, support New York wines. If you're looking for some suggestions, just go to New York Wine and Grape Foundation website. Tomorrow, you'll see all of the winners listed. And it's really a great, summer is a perfect time to start exploring some new wines. So thank you all. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to New York Wine and Grape Foundation. And thank all of you for joining us. Cheers.